Hello to you all, friends and followers from beyond time and space borders. It's been a while that I haven't done a live, that I haven't popped into Facebook or Instagram or any of these channels because I've had a lot going on in both my personal and professional life. First of all, I want to thank all the viewers who are going to tune in with us today and people who are going to watch the replay. So I'm going to do the sharing thing a little bit, so you bear with me for a moment. Um, Making sure that everyone who needs to see this live will have a chance to. First of all, let me see if it got shared. Okay, not yet. Now, this live is going to be about results. I see that someone popped in. Say hi when you pop in. It's nice to know that we are not alone here just talking to a camera. Let me see here. بدر. السلام عليكم بدر. أتمنى تكون بخير وعلى خير. Let me see. So this live is going to be about magical results. Okay, magical results, everyone wants them, but it seems that it's fleeting most of the time. It seems that it's something that people have a lot of questions, a lot of trouble with, and I decide to make this live for that purpose. I just want to make sure that this is getting shared into the group. So really that everyone who needs to see this, who wants to see this, who is interested in this information, because at the end of the day, I'm not making it for me, I'm making it for you guys, gets to see it. Let me see here. شكرا أخويا شكرا. Why is it not sharing? Facebook taking its sweet time here. Okay. Interesting. Well, there was this bug recently, so everything's been kind of taking its time and going on its own rhythm. But I want to make sure that this at least gets shared to the group because that's what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for the community. Okay. Yes. Thank you guys for your patience. I really appreciate it. All right. Magical results, magical results. Hey, Faith. Nice to see you. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling excited. Still not showing up in the group for some reason. Well then. Zuckerberg is playing a trick on us here. Trying to get this shared into the group. Yes, it is a surprise. It is a surprise because Oh, thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. Here you go. My main man, brother. Still not showing up for some reason. Okay, cool. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate you, man. All right, so let's get started. First of all, as you probably know, if you're already here, I mean, I've been posting a lot of my client wins. By the way, can you guys hear me fine, see me fine? Just want to make sure because it seems like technology is not doing so well these past few weeks. You know, everything from banks to whatever. Um, Now, I've been posting a lot of my client wins lately. I've been talking about, making posts, sharing magical results that I've gotten for people, their success stories, testimonials, their reviews for different stuff that I've delivered for them on my social media profiles, different channels. And that has raised many questions from people that, they're interested to work with me. Other people who are not interested to work with me, but really are just interested into magic, occultism, spirituality. But also questions from my own clients, people that I know that work with me, that I have a relationship with, because not everyone's getting the same results, you know? Thank you, brother. Thank you, Faith. I really appreciate that. So this is why I'm doing this live to demystify magical results, okay? And this is going to be a comprehensive live. I have some notes here. I have some bullet points. I don't just sporadically, turn on the camera and see how people are doing. I'm really here to give you guys value, give you guys some information, some insights, that I think would benefit you. So this slide basically will cover the what, the who, the where, the how, the why, and even the when. Okay, so this really is not something that you can find in any book or that I haven't seen anyone else talk about because, well, unfortunately, it's information that either people don't have or they're not willing to share, or I don't know, for whatever reason. But before that, I want to make a few announcements. First of all, I haven't been as present as before online on social media, in the group, in the community, because I've had a lot going on in my professional, but also on the personal side of life. But I want to thank the moderators, okay, who have been really holding the fort. I want to thank you all. I'm really grateful for everything you've been doing on and off the scenes. I see the activity. I see who's doing what. I see, who's basically very involved in moderating the group. And I want to thank all of you. I really appreciate you all. Secondly, is I want to thank the members of the group for, the posts they've been making, the information they've been sharing, the value they've been giving, how they've been supporting each other, holding each other down, giving advice. I think that's one of the biggest blessings that I personally have been bestowed upon me. And I thank God for that. And I thank you all for being a part of it. It's really nice to see that after such a long time of the group being created and me not being always, on there constantly, that it has taken a life of its own. So thank you all. And last thing is about availability. So I made a written post about availability that, I'm not as available as before. I'm really doing my best to get back to everyone in a timely fashion. But I have noticed that a lot of the follow-ups, a lot of the, hey, can you answer me? Hey, this, hey, that, whenever you have the time, it has to do around the time that there's a post that goes online. Now, if you've ever created anything on social media, I'm sure you would know, but if you're some kind of know that, on social media, you can schedule your posts. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, ever since I created the group in 2021, there was never a post that I was there at that moment and I hit post and it went live at that moment. Everything is scheduled in advance. So when you see a post, a YouTube video, a video on TikTok, a reel on Instagram, or a client review, whatever the case may be, I can almost guarantee you, okay, but there are no guarantees in this life. I can almost guarantee you that I wasn't there at that moment. Okay, so I ask you for your patience, guys. In your consideration, I'm doing my best. We all have the same number of hours in the day, the same energy in the day. So I'm always going to try to get back to you in a timely fashion. But I wanted to put that out there so people understand. It's not easy. We all have to plan accordingly. So without further ado, let's get into the crux of it. Let's get into the matter at hand, which is magical results. Now, first of all, it's really funny, okay? It's really funny to say this, but a lot of the conversations that I have with my clients, they're describing stuff to me, and I see the results because I'm trained in that. That's what I do for a living. That's my vocation, right? Not my occupation, not a job. It's my vocation. It's my life. And they're describing some stuff that happens to them in relation to some work we've done, but they're like, I don't know if it's a result in this and that. So I thought, hey, like people don't even know what a result is. First of all, there are a few rules that that apply to magical results. And at the end of the day, it's really tough because magic is intangible, right? Most of the time you're talking to a wall, you're talking to a candle, you're talking to yourself. I mean, I talk to pieces of paper all the time. So it's not easy for people to make the link between that work and what is happening in the real world. So a result is bound by the law of cause and effect. Okay. Sure, I'm gonna save this slide. Absolutely, and guys, it's not that I don't want to. I'm really. I have a lot of information to get through, so I'm gonna get through it 1, 2, 3, and then after that, if you guys have some questions, it'd be my pleasure. I don't want to go on for 3 hours. People get tired at some point. So. A result is always bound by the law of cause and effect. This is a law that everything in this world, okay, is bound by, except the creator of the worlds, the Lord of the worlds, Rabbul Alameen, Allah. Okay, we call him Allah, you call him Yahweh, he calls him Il, he calls him Dios, he calls him, whatever the case may be, is the same creator. There is only one, and he is the only thing that is not bound by the law of cause and effect. Every creature from the heavens to the earth and in between is bound by that law, which means if anything that you get from magic, okay, any results you're going to get, it's going to have a logical explanation to it. If you get a job, you need to apply for the job. If you get a lover, you need to put yourself out there. If you get some money, well, you need to do something in order for that money to manifest. All right. Now, there are some people who will claim that what they do is outside of the law of cause and effect, because as we know, there are a lot of rumors around people who do istinzalul amwal or khatful mal, right? Which means that they will do some kind of, some kind of ritual, right? Some kind of operations, very extensive. They're going to go into isolation and they're going to come back with money in their pocket. And they haven't worked for that money except what they have done as far as the ritual is concerned. Well, guess what? That money doesn't come out of thin air. And it's only the creator, because that's why we call him the creator. He has that ability. He has that power to create things, which means that he brings things out of nothingness into existence. This is exclusive to him. Okay, so when you're getting money out of thin air, that money was stolen. This is something I've spoken about before, but just to give you an idea, that money was stolen from someone else. It was taken from someone else and it was brought to you. So it might seem that it goes outside of the law of cause and effect, that no one has given it to you or whatever, but that money was stolen. Okay, and people, they talk about that, and it's all just, it's all just hearsay. It's all, mostly of the time, it's really just, what is called, I would say, rumors. It's rumors, right? And Arabs and Muslims, we love our rumors. So everything is bound by cause and effect. So a lot of people, when they get a result, they doubt the result. They start to justify it. They start to analyze it. Well, if you get hit by a car, you went out of your house. That's cause and effect. You crossed the red light, or someone ran the red light. If something good happens, on the other hand, there will always be a cause and effect. There will always be a chain of events that has led to that result. And then how does magic happen? How does magic happen is that the spirits are influencing that chain of event. Okay. One little event here, the butterfly effect. One little event here, we influence this person, this person, this person. That's why when I share the guide with people about the packs that I make for them, the magic I make for them, I say, you have no idea about the amount of work that goes into making that little synchronicity happen. Okay, for you to meet that person in Starbucks, for you to have that opportunity presented to you by a family member, for this and that and the other. You have no idea how much work goes into it, guys. Okay, so that's the first thing, cause and effect always. Then there are these synchronicities, like I told you. That cause and effect will produce some synchronicities in your life that will work in your favor or against you. Because a lot of times, things happening to you that are good, it also has to do with clearing out the bad. Okay, this is why many things that I do, I make sure like, hey, clear out all obstacles that might come in, against this, right? Against the person's will, against the person's petition, against the person's wish, against the person's desire, because you have a lot of people in your life that go against your wishes, okay, and the life you want to have. You have a lot of things in your life of your own creation, of your own doing, so there's no need to blame anyone else on top of that. Okay, that might go against a certain wishes manifestation. So the spirits have to remove. That's extra work. Okay, but synchronicities of things that happen, things that don't happen, things that just fall through. You know what? The best thing is to just be grateful. Okay, as Yusuf, peace be upon him, Yusuf, son of Jacob, who was put in jail, what did he say? He was grateful. Okay, he was always grateful. So that's a lesson for you guys, and that's why I'm so big on gratitude. Then the next thing is signs. Okay, I have a lot of people, they talk to me and they're like, well, I did this ritual, and then you popped up. You popped out on Etsy, you popped out on Instagram, you popped out on YouTube, and then I tell people there's the algorithm maybe you've been looking for, and that's how, again, cause and effect, people start to justify things in the real world, in the material world, because the other world, the spiritual one, is just as real. But there's also the divine algorithm, the spiritual algorithm that holds reality together, right? So you have a bunch of content that gets suggested to you in various platforms, but for you to be available at the right time, like even right now, there are 18 people watching. Like the amount of factors that come into play for us to connect at this exact time, beyond time and space borders, as I always like to say in the beginning, is immeasurable. Okay, it's immeasurable, and I thank God for it, right? So this is something that you have to see the signs. You have to see the writing in the wall. Okay, you have so much information being bombarded at you every single day, and most of it goes right over your head. Okay, most of it, but the ones that stick, this is magic. Okay, I think, it's called the reticular activation system. A lot of people associate with the third eye, but when you're looking for something, you tend to absorb it. Okay, so that is the third thing. The fourth thing is influence. Okay, so that's what they call the whispers of the devil, or the whispers of the spirits, or, the guidance, the inspiration. We call it ilham. But the prophets, what they had is wahi. So that's revelation from Allah. Only Allah can give wahi. Okay. But the spirits, the angels, they will give ilham, which is inspiration. Okay. And then the jinns, they will do waswas, which is whispers, right? They're just whispering. They're whispering in your ears. That's part of magic as well, because they're the ones who are telling you, go do this, do that, seek this, look for this information. This might be interesting. And a lot of it, for them, sometimes I empathize with them. They have, like, some people, they're so hard-headed, they're so stuck in their ways, they can't see that. So that's how they influence not only your thoughts, emotions, and then actions. See? So it trickles down. Then there's also, basically what magic does is making things quicker and easier. You want to be loved, it's going to be easier for you to be loved. You want to be famous, it's going to be quicker and easier for you to get famous. Based on these things that I have shared on before, you want to be prosperous, you want to be wealthier, you want to be healthier, is going to be quicker and easier. That's what magic does. Okay, miracles are something that are specific to the prophets by divine will. Okay, it's not even just the prophets, because even the prophets, when you look at them, the messengers are like, hey, this is, by Allah's will. When Jesus raised the dead, it's by Allah's will. When Moses parted the sea, it's by Allah's will. Everything is by Allah's will. So we're not creating miracles here. Okay, we're not fixers of lives. What we do is we do a certain type of work. We give people the tools to succeed and make the most of it. But after that, it's in their hands, and Allah's hands mostly. All right. Now, also, how do we measure results? Okay, so there are some things that are more easily measurable, right? Like money, for instance. I like money because people, they're like, hey, I've been making 30K, 40K, 50K months, and then I did this pact with you, and then I'm making 60, 70, 80, 90, sometimes more than that. Okay, it's measurable. It's easy to measure. Like, I am the same person. I have the same work ethic. It's nice to see you all, guys. I'm just going bam, 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 bam through information here. But yeah, I'll be replying to comments for sure as soon as I get the chance to. So that's really, really important. Okay. But the way to measure results is always in hindsight. A lot of people, they're doubtful. They're like, I dealt with so many spellcasters, dealt with so many practitioners, Ruhani people, this and that in the past, and it didn't yield anything. They're very, very doubtful. They're very, very concerned and scared that it's not going to work. Maybe it doesn't work for me. Maybe it's not for me, this and that, that, and the other. So in that case, those people, I tell them, give it time, right? Give it time, because most of the time they fail to see everything that is being presented to them as it happens. And 3 months, 6 months down the line, 9 months down the line, they're absolutely sure. They're like, okay, I see how this has affected my life. I see how I'm doing better in this aspect of my life that I worked with you for. Okay. So it's always in hindsight. It's better to evaluate backwards than forward, always in retrospect. Give yourself time. Everything takes time and everything happens on Allah's time. In the spiritual dimension, you are immortal. Okay? You're never gonna die. Your soul is eternal. You're gonna be in paradise, you're gonna be in hell. It's all energy. Energy doesn't die, it doesn't eliminate, it just transforms. You're gonna be somewhere, place or the other. So when we do magic in the spiritual realm, that's what we're dealing with here. We're not dealing with this body that is gonna live 60, 90, or 100 years if you're lucky. Okay. So that's how things work in that regard. So it's long-term changes. And that's why I privilege pacts and contracts instead of spells, because, I mentioned this before and I go on and on about it. Spells only last for 90 days. 90 days is an expiration date. This means it doesn't matter how powerful the magician is, how competent they are, how knowledgeable they are, how powerful the spirits are. It's programmed that way. Okay. And thank God, because if some spells ran too long, people would be, this world would be upside down. Okay, so that's the what, right? We have established what are magical results. All right, so stay tuned in, guys. Stay tuned in, because this train is going. All right, so you want to you want to be there for the who, the where, the how, the why, and the when. Okay, so we need to focus here. Okay, so what, like this, the second thing is, okay, what are magical results? Then who can get magical results? Right? It's not everyone. It's not everyone. John and Jane, when they do a spell, it works 50%, 30%, 20% of the time. Some people are not getting any results at all. At all. Some people are getting the opposite. They're getting what people call backfiring spells. Okay? And there's an explanation for everything. But this is not the topic of discussion today. So first of all, who can get results is people who have faith and magic in the spirit's existence. All right. Because again, if you're doubting everything, if you're not even sure this thing, like, you should not get involved in this field for curiosity's sake. Okay. Not personally or by proxy, by hiring someone else. All right. This field is not for fun. Because if the spirits see that you're approaching it from like an entertainment point of view, well, they're going to entertain by you. I mean, why would they even lift a finger for you? So it's not like, oh, you should have faith and believe in positive thinking. What I'm talking about is respect. Okay. Like when you're dealing with someone, if you don't have faith in their ability, if you don't have faith in what they're doing, or if you don't have faith in yourself, nothing's ever going to work out for me. I don't deserve anything good. This and that and the other. That's what you should work on first. Okay. So belief, what people call today, and faith is the pillar on which spiritual realms, anything spiritual stands on, including magic, including spirituality, including occultism. Okay. But there's also, it's too extreme, right? Moderation is also the best way. For me, I always promote moderation. If you have too much faith, everything that is happening is spiritual and everything is because there's evil eye and people are doing. There's a lot of that in Arabic and Muslim countries nowadays, unfortunately. Okay, but not just that, in older European countries and the Asian subcontinent, a lot of people think that everything is out, and everyone is out to get them, and the world is against them, and they have something spiritual, and that there's always I would say a juste milieu in French, a good balance. Okay, now people who are content with what they get, there are a lot of people, they get a result, and then after that, they brush past that result because they want more, right? So that's one of the reasons that I don't accept dollar amounts for prosperity work. But it's not just that I don't accept it. The Jinn Kings don't accept it, because they say, if you ask me for $1 million, you're not going to be happy at 100. You're not going to be happy at 200K. You're not going to be happy at 300K. So they know that game. Okay, they know that game. You have to be content and grateful for every little thing that comes into your way because, as I said, everything's by Allah's will, and you don't believe the amount of work that has gone into getting you that little result, that little bitty result. Okay, so that's really important. And people who get magical results are people who know what they want. Because guess what? A lot of people, they come to me, they don't even know what they want. They don't even know. So that's why, like, hey, maybe we should schedule a consultation, get an hour together, hash things down, really get to the bottom of it. A lot of people are like, oh, I want financial security and I want this and I want that. And oh, habibi, oh. I want $1 million, but what is $1 million going to do for you? Well, I'm going to feel that I'm financially secure. Well, that's what you want because you can have $1 million and not feel financially secure. You see, you can have $1 billion and not feel financially secure. And the number has nothing to do with your level of financial security. So what you want is really financial security. You see, so people who know what they want are the ones who are going to get the result that they want. So you should take some time, do some retrospect. Me, I write my petition. I don't just go out like, yeah, this is what I want. It could take me, very short amount of time to do a ritual, do a pact, and it goes like that. But I take some time. I take a step back. I sleep on it. Okay. I get to the bottom of it. So it's always like 2, 3, 4 layers down about what you really want. Okay. You don't want to be impulsive with this stuff. You really don't. All right. Now, the fourth thing, this is where it gets interesting. Well, it's been interesting before, but, more specific, I would say, is people who have a relationship with the spiritual world. Right. So there are a lot of people, either genetically, through their ancestors. Some people have been blessed, okay, by their creator to have a link with the spiritual world. Some people, they will just make a prayer. They have what we call a barakah, a blessing. Okay, barakah. There are some people geographically, some tribes even, that have been blessed with this kind of stuff. All right. So those people, they have a link with the spiritual realm. People who are called what we call Zuhri, okay, or what, if I pronounce it this way, Zohari, all right. This is something that came up in a Jewish Zohar. So people are like that, okay, genetically through their ancestors, through some genetic disposition, but also people who have paid the price. Okay, people who have paid the price. It's not just everyone. If this world was open to anyone, I mean, look, I would say in the world we live in, 90% of people have tried magic at some time because they're like, I'm going to try this and, whatever. Okay. If this was something that was so accessible to anyone that would just try it and it would work, I'm telling you guys, the world would have ended a long time ago. A long time ago. Okay. So, directly or indirectly, that means indirectly who's going to get results is because you have a link with someone who has a relationship with the spiritual world, spiritual entities. Like, for example, clients who deal with me, I have a relationship and then I'm going to get them that result. So you need a go in between. Okay. You need a mediator. All right. You need someone, if you don't have that relationship, not everyone is meant to have this. Not everyone is meant to work in this field. Not everyone's meant to be an engineer. Not everyone's meant to be a doctor. Not everyone's meant to be an artist. Could go on and on and on here. All right. God he says that in the Quran. He says that I have put you as servants of each other, okay, helpers of each other. So we are meant to cooperate and help one another. If you want to fix your car, you don't go to learn everything about transmissions. You take it to a car mechanic. Okay. And then you're still going to fix your car without becoming a mechanic. But a lot of people, they write these books and they make it accessible. They make it seem easy. They think everyone can become a mechanic. I'm sorry. You're going to blow your transmission up. Okay. Now, the people who have a link with the spiritual world, like I told you, it could be natural. It could be something that is genetic. But it could be also what most people are. Hey, this technology thing always gets me. People who have paid the price of admission. Okay, they have passed the various tests laid on their path by God, because God is going to test you, right? You're not going to get this capability to do these things, to destroy someone's life without God laying a test on you. Okay, and that test could be by money, by ethics, by morals, by values. It could be by so many things. Okay, so many things. God can give you so much on one side and take so much away from the other side. Okay. So this is very, very important, guys. God has a sense of humor. God can mess with you. All right. If you mess with God, God is going to mess with you. And also the spirits are going to test you. Okay, the spirits are going to test you. So someone who's going to go into isolation, they're going to fast. They're going to, they're going to repeat a certain conjuration 45 times after each prayer, 5 times a day. Right? That's someone who has persistence. That's someone who is serious. It's not someone who's just going to open a book, say a few mystical words and make a petition and they're going to get a result. If you're a spirit, first of all, when you go to any job, right, or you're going to build a partnership, you're going to have a vetting process. You're not just going to sign with any Joe and Jane. You're going to have an interview process. You're going to have a hiring process to go through. Maybe you need to send a letter. Maybe you need to get some references. And by the way, the Ruhani is a reference from a sheikh, from someone who's already working in this field, who's respected by the spirit, say, hey, I refer this person to you. Okay? This person is under my protection, under my guidance. So you guys can work with him. That is what the Ruhani is in the real world. If you guys have been working, it's not just permission. Okay. It's not the person. It's not the sheikh. It's not the teacher who gives permission. It's the spirits he's working with who give permission. You see? So this is really an important distinction here. So paying the price. Right? The purification, the knowledge, through study. But all that study is not going to do anything without any practice. So a lot of people, they approach this field, this practice in a way that is, like from an academic side. Okay, well, good for you. Okay, good for you. I can learn everything about bicycles, but until you get in the car and until you get on the bicycle and pedal the damn thing, you're not getting anywhere, right? So in a Formula One team, they're the engineers. They know everything about horsepower and everything that goes into the engine and, aerodynamics and downforce and all that stuff. But there's also the pilot who goes into the car. He doesn't know anything about any of that stuff, but he's the one driving it at 300 kilometers an hour through, I would say 120 degrees bends, right? So that's the difference. The fasting, the abstinence. So as I told you guys, this is the stuff that people don't want to do. Okay. Persistence. That means that you will fail. Okay. You will fail. I didn't get to where I am today where I'm getting results consistently like that. You will fail. Okay. It's going to be all your rituals will be a failure. And then some of your rituals are going to be a success. And then the majority. And then you work your way up as anything in life. As anything. But people know, they're like, I am a God. When you read these books, I am a God. I am the image of God and I am the creature that is a calm down. Anything you want in this life, you need to work for. Okay? You need to work for. You're not a God. You're a creature. You're a feeble, weak, ignorant creature. That's what you are. Okay? You can work on those traits, but that's what you are. Fasting, abstinence, persistence, consistency. Okay, you want to be consistent. It's not like, like you have your friends, right? You have a friend that you talk to every 6 months, but that's not the friend you're going to call at 3 a.m. in the morning when you have a problem, right? So consistency. You're working with the same spirits. You're not doing hoodoo. You're not doing voodoo. You're not doing folk magic. You're not doing root work. You're not doing Solomonic, and then the next day you're doing Kabbalah Ma'asit, and then the next day you're doing... Where are you going? The spirits are going to be like, this guy is shopping around. He's not for us. Okay? Or she's not for us. That's it. That's all it means to them. They need to have that vetting process. We are, well, not me, but most people are concerned to deal with them. Imagine how concerned they are. The horror stories on their side are actually more horrible. I'll be honest with you guys. Of how people have mistreated them. Of how people have backstabbed them. People, when I'm talking about human beings, backstab the jinns. Okay? We are so treacherous. It's crazy. It's crazy. And people who are willing to work for what they want. So who gets results? People who are willing to work. It's not just I'm going to wave a wand around and money's going to appear out of thin air. Okay? Or that love of my life is going to come knocking at my door without me doing anything. No, you need to, get dressed. You need to present yourself in a certain way. You need to actually go out. Make an effort to speak to people. Make yourself available. Put yourself out there. And then, by magic, as if by chance, that specific person that your heart will yearn for and that your compatible will appear in your life. Oh, amazing. So what did I say before? Quicker and easier. Okay? If it might taking you 18 dates to get to that person, it might take you 3 or 4. Or it might take you 9. It depends. Okay? And while we're on that topic, spirits don't know your soulmate. Okay? I don't even think that we have soulmates. I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think we have soulmates. Okay? خَلَقَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا, from your egos, your spirits, not the soul. The soul is God's business. It's not everyone's business. It's not anyone's business except God. Okay? وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَلَى الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. So if they ask you about the soul is of the business of God. That's it. Of the business of God, God's business, not anyone's business, not a jinn king's business, not a spirit's business. All right? وَخَلَقَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا, and He has made from your egos, from your spirits, from your persons, all right? From your persons, a pair. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً, and He made between you mercy and affection. That's it. That's love. Okay? That's love for you. So that is something we have covered. Now we covered the what are magical results. We covered the who can get those results. Now we're going to cover where. Okay, where? Because a lot of people, they're like, well, it doesn't matter if this person, I'm here and I'm there. I mean, I work with people all across the world. Okay, so that answers the where right there. All right, magic is not bound by distance. It's actually something that is specifically made. Let's just write a book. I mean, sometimes I should just, put it on the microphone. But I love you guys. I'm reading the comments. I'm not replying. Okay. I'm not replying because like I told you, I have so much stuff to get through and I don't want to keep you guys for 3 or 4 hours. Okay. All right. I have so much stuff to get through and I have stuff to do afterwards. So, yeah, after that, we're definitely, I'm going to go back and read them, but I love you guys' reactions. I love, you got to give me something here. I'm just putting all that energy out there. I would love to see some of it back. Okay. So thank you. Thank you guys so much. So where can results manifest? Right. So anywhere. Okay. I've been traveling. Okay. I told you so. I've been traveling. I've been moving around. I work with people from North America to South America to Australia to Asia. I work for people in Alaska. Okay, it does not matter. And the spirits who are going to work with you, if you are in Australia, they're going to be Australian spirits. Okay? If you're in India, they're going to be Indian spirits. If you're in the US, they're going to be US spirits. If you're an Indian living in the US, they're going to be Indian living in the US because the kings are not dumb. They're going to give you spirits who are congruent, who are compatible with you. Some people, they come to me like, oh my God, Reda, I made an offering and I ordered this pizza and there was bacon on it, or there was prosciutto on it, or there was, pepperoni on it. Is it a problem? Why would it be a problem? The spirits who are with you, they're probably the ones who told you who want pepperoni pizza in the first place. Okay? So, the where, this is what I'm talking about. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. It is a thing of affecting people, objects, circumstances from distance, essentially. All right? And the jinns that I work with, they have offices of the days. And many of them, I mean, I don't work just with the 7 jinn kings. You know that I work with way more than that. But their office is like, there's a Monday everywhere. Okay? There's a Monday everywhere. All right. So the spirits you're going to get, they're going to be with you. But it's not just in the material dimension, right? In the physical world that we live in. It could be in the spiritual dimension through dreams, for example, right? In the mental dimension through things that keep coming on, the repetitive thoughts. So that's where it manifests. These are all dimensions. We are a multi-dimensional entity. That's where we're able to interact with jinns in the first place, right? So these vibrations, okay, they're all dimensions. There's a hearing dimension, there's a sound dimension, there's a vision dimension, there's a thought dimension, there's an emotion dimension. Goes on and on and on and on and on. And the physical dimension is the most dense. So there are less dense dimensions, and these spirits, they're also multidimensional entities. Okay, but people who are going to tell you, oh, you're going to do this ritual and, you're going to do this for 21 days and then the jinn will appear to you. The jinn will appear. So fatara, ra'a, it means see, but it also means a vision. Ru'ya, okay, like Jacob's ladder when he had a vision. All right. So this is stuff you're never going to see in the books, guys. Never, ever, ever have I seen anyone talk to you about this. Okay. So safatara,
There's no one who's gonna bubble up out of the incense smoke and transform into a little baby and talk to you with a little voice. That's how they say Eunice is gonna talk to you. Okay, but we know nowadays with the advance of science that reality exists here. So if you see something out there, it means it exists here. That's all I have to say about that. Can manifest the dreams of people. Like I told you, the service you're gonna get, they're from your own culture. But even if you're Arab and you're like, you drink, you have a party, you smoke, whatever the case may be, the jinns you're gonna have, they're gonna be like that as well. They're gonna be compatible with you. Okay, you're not gonna get, an imam jinn come from Palestine or come from Saudi Arabia straight from the Kaaba to come and give you some money or to come and help you find love. Their definition of love is not your definition of love, and the kings know that. It's just us, like I told you, we guys are ignorant. We are ignorant. We don't know anything, and that's why they're racist. They're racist against us. Imagine how racist we are against each other. Imagine how jinns are racist against us. And that's why they see themselves as better, because they know more than us. They perceive more than us. I mean, more power to them. I'm not there to say who's better than who. That's not what I do. Okay? So where can results manifest? We have covered that. Now we're going to cover how do results manifest in the real world. Okay? In the real world. Well, let me tell you one thing. It depends on the situation. Okay? It depends on the situation, because each situation demands a certain type of work. If we're doing protection, it's going to demand a certain type of spirit. If we're doing prosperity, it's going to demand, some spirits who are business savvy, who have access to information. It depends. It depends on your situation. It depends on your life. It depends how good you are at following directions. It depends what we're working for. I had a lady the other day. She's like, well, I did something for, legal assistance, right? He's like, well, it's been 2 months. I'm not getting any results. Well, I'm like, okay, well, did your case advance since then? Did you have a hearing? Did you have, a follow up? Did you have, no. Well, how is that result going to manifest? Right? Everything follows cause and effect. As I told you guys, cause and effect. So that process, that procedure, that legal proceeding that she's engaged in is going to follow its path, is going to follow its due course. And then at key moments, when there is a hearing, when there is a request from the court, then the spirits are going to come through for you at that key moment. Or they're going to tell you, you know what, you need to change lawyers. Or you know what, you should look into this. Or you know what, your case is going to lose because of this, so you should maybe change your petition. All these things are going on, but people are like, no, I just want it to be solved. Well, that's not how it works. Things have to follow their due course. Okay? That's it. Cause and effect, guys. Cause and effect. All right? There's nothing that escapes that law in this world. Nothing except God, because He's the original of all causes. Musabbibul asbab. Okay? Al-asbab al-awaqib. That's it. Okay? Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Causes and consequences. That's it. That's it. It's a law. It's like you can take that to the bank. All right. Now, even the most unlikely. Okay, I had a client, like, we did some prosperity work, a wealth contract for him, and there's some things that happen. Like he ran into the guy in the street, and the guy bought his house like almost on the spot. But the house has been on sale for 10 years, and the guy is in his neighborhood. So this is just to give you an example, something that comes off the top of my head, but always cause and effect, because he was there in the street and he walked out and the guy was there. You see? Always, always. But it baffles me that people are like, well, it's like they want a miracle. We do miracles, as I said before, it's something that is exclusive to the prophets because of divine will. It is exclusive to God. We could say even miracles is like that. When you hit something with a slab of wood and the sea parts. But in the books, when you open, these are the names that Jesus, in the Shams al-Ma'arif al-Kubra, these are the names that Jesus used to raise the dead. Habibi, you are Jesus, you. You were born from a virgin by Ruh al-Quds, and you are Jesus. Even if it was the real names, you're not Jesus. Peace be upon him. You're not Jesus. Period. You don't have Jesus' lineage. It's so funny. It's so funny. And this is how you're going to walk on water. There are a lot of people in Africa who do this kind of stuff. And guess what they're doing? They're working with shayateen. There are a lot of saints in my home country that, they have this thing that they're going to go on the carpet in the morning. They're going to go to Mecca. They're going to perform their pilgrimage. They're going to pray there. And they're going to come back in the evening. And then once you get the jinns and you question them, what were they doing? They're shayateen. There are saints, because we don't have, see, the Catholic Church, they have their own system. You're not going to become a saint just because of that. Okay, you need to be vetted to become a saint. But for us Muslims, anyone can become a saint. The people, the community can agree that this is a saint and he's going to be a saint. And there are a lot of saints who are actually working with satanic entities because of the miracles that they were producing. Seeming miracles. Okay, seeming miracles. All right, not going to name any names. Some heads of tariqas, of Sufi tariqas, some great teachers and great masters who were actually working with satanic entities behind closed doors. So cause and effect, guys. Cause and effect. Okay. And then you have harq al-ada, which means going against the habits and going, yes. Okay. But that's not what we're doing here. That's not what John and Jane doing their root work, doing their, their little sprout work are going to do for you. All right. All right. Now we did the where, we did the what, we did the who, we did the where, we did the how. Now we're going to do the why. Because like I told you guys, I've been sharing these success stories, right? And a lot of people are excited. They're like, oh my God, that's amazing. He's sharing my story. Other people are like, well, if it works with someone, will it work for me? And then a lot of people are like, well, I worked with you and it worked this certain way for that person. Yes, because they have their own life and you have yours, right? And some people, they don't get results. I mean, I would say that I have worked, and I think what sets me apart is that number, that percentage is very, very, very low, but that's out of my control. Okay. And then some people are like, no, I'm not getting the results. I thought it was going to be better. And I thought, then I'm like, okay, let's run an investigation. I'm going to look into it. More of these people, first of all, they don't take congruent action. These are the top reasons. Okay. And this is not 1, 2, 3. Like this is, I would say a dozen or like a few dozen investigations. They don't take congruent actions. Okay. They think it's going to be handed to them on a silver platter. Well, guess what? Nothing in this life will ever be. Okay. So you have to work with magic in order for it to work with you. Why? Because of the law of cause and effect. So if you're not doing what needs to be done, that wish is never going to happen for you. Okay? That wish is never going to happen for you. Someone that comes on my mind, she's actually in the chat, and I don't want to name her name, but we were having this conversation. We did a pact for better health, right? She had, without going into details, like she had, difficulty making some healthy choices in accordance to her health. Right? And this is something that is very, very, very difficult to measure. Okay? Very difficult to measure. So we did the work, but in this case, I said, because it's for your health, let's try angels. Right? So we tried angels, and then she goes away. She has good faith. She follows guidance. She takes action. She does everything that she needs to do. She respects all the principles I've been speaking about all that time. Right? And then she comes back to me. I think it's maybe a year later. She's like, oh my God, I'm doing better in this way and that way. I quit nicotine. I'm making better health. I didn't even know that I could do this and how much better I feel. How? In retrospect, as I said before. Okay. But someone else made a pact and they wanted to lose weight. And then they come back to me. They're like, well, it's been 3 months. I haven't lost any weight. And then I run an investigation and they're like, you know what they said? Word for word, they said she should lay off the bagels. So I am to blame? What, the jinns are going to physically eat the fat off of you? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Cause and effect, guys. You have to work with the magic. You have to follow guidance. You have to do what needs to be done. And this is the same thing in everything, really. In everything. Okay? In everything. That's why in any industry, in any field, if it's, whatever the case may be, they're going to say results are atypical. Past results are not representative of future results, right? This is something that happened to this guy. They make that disclaimer. Maybe I should write that disclaimer as well. Okay. But me, it works. I know what I'm doing. I know the spirits I'm working with. They delivered for 30 people. They didn't deliver for you. Is it on me? Is it on them? No, it's on you. I'm sorry, but that's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. But people, they don't want to take responsibility. They want to put the responsibility of what is happening in their life on someone else. Oh, it's the government. Oh, it's God. Oh, it's the spirits. Oh, it's the black magic. Oh, it's this. What about you? When you do this, you take the power back. Okay? In my country, we say, The finger always does this and never does this, right? So these things, they always does this and never does this. So we should do all more of this. What can I do? Okay, what can I do to make this happen? What I tell people is I'm going to do this pact for you. I'm going to make this contract for you. Then you should go and do everything in your power to make your dreams come true, to make your wishes fulfilled and manifest. That's what you should do. And then guess what? It's going to be quicker and easier than it would have been otherwise. That's it. That's the crux of this stuff. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing is that they're not making consistent offerings. So people, they think that they're going to get something for nothing. Okay? Spirits have free will, jinns specifically. But angels, they do have some kind of degree of free will because that's debatable. And, in the Muslim milieu, I would say people believe because of a certain verse of the Quran, they say, that they don't disobey their God, they don't disobey Allah, and they do what they're told, they do what they're ordered, they do as they're commanded. That's not true because, well, it is true, right? It is true, but they choose to. They constantly choose to because they're connected to that divine light. Okay? They're connected to that divine light. And also, if spirits have offices, like angels, they have offices, they need to have, and they have angels, there's a spiritual hierarchy, right? An angelic hierarchy. There's archangels and then angels, to the little worker bee, right? So each one has to have a degree of free will to be able to fulfill that office. So just logically, right? But God tells them to do something. They do it readily, but they have a degree of free will. They're going to exercise that free will with us. Okay, there are angels who are never going to answer you. That's it. But jinns specifically, they have total free will. Okay, they can be Muslim, they can be satanic, they can be against you, they can be for you. So if they're going to work with you, they need to have something in exchange. Right? They need to have something in exchange. So like even right now, I'm giving you my time, I'm giving you my energy, I'm giving you valuable information. The least you could do is put in some hearts right there, put in some likes. That doesn't cost anything, right? That doesn't cost anything. Put it like you're caressing me, right? That doesn't cost anything. So you see, the reciprocity is another principle. Reciprocity. Anyone who's going to work with you, they're going to do it for money or they're going to do it for an ulterior motive. I prefer to pay someone and I know what's in it for them than to just work with them. And I'm like constantly wondering, why is this person helping me? Right? Why is this person helping me? So this is really important. A lot of people that don't get results, I do the investigation. I summon the jinn and I thank you guys. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it so much. That gives me more energy. Okay. That gives me more energy. I've been blabbering at you for I don't know how long. That gives me more energy to keep going. Okay. Your hearts, your love, your appreciation. That gives me more energy to keep going. Thank you guys and share it. I know that you know someone who needs to hear about this stuff, who, they've been searching and they need a little bit of guidance, a little bit of insight. Share it. Go share it. This is public. This is for everyone to enjoy. Share the love, share the information. That's what we're here for. So, offerings. If you're going to do anything with anyone, especially someone who has their free will, who has their own best interests at heart, you need to compensate them some way. So when someone comes to me and they're like, oh, it's been 6 months, didn't get a result, I send this to the quality assurance department. Yes, I do have a quality assurance department, and it's not the same jinn who's going to do the work that you're going to ask for quality assurance, right? It's like the government, right? Where they investigate themselves. It's really funny. So I'm not like that. I'm going to send it to another department and they're going to look into it independently. They're going to investigate. They're not making any offerings, So the jinns are bound. They're bound by the pact. They're bound to their king. They can't stop working, but, your file might be at the end of the pile. So you're not getting the results that you want. So that's the second thing. Not making consistent offerings or not making offerings at all. And at the end of the day, it's not because they want the offerings, because it gives them energy, it gives them motivation. Like, imagine you just work and you're not getting paid and you have to work. How hard are you going to work, really? I don't know. I'll let you decide. Then the third thing, and the most major thing is spiritual blockages. Now, this is the thing that people do not understand. A lot of people, they come to me, they're like, I've been to dozens of people. I've been to hundreds of spellcasters, hundreds of healers, and this and that, and I pay thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars, and nothing's working ever. Well, I'll tell you the truth is that this field is rife. There is a plethora of scammers, manipulators, thieves, liars, frauds, you name it. Okay, but not all of them. Some of them, they actually deliver some work. A lot of them overcharge. A lot of them overhype what they're actually delivering, but they're actually delivering something. They're actually doing some kind of work. So if you've been to 100 spellcasters, you've been to 100 magicians, 100 healers, and nothing is working for you ever, guess what? You might be the problem. You might have something going on which is preventing you from getting the results from their work. It's not on them, but most people, they're not qualified. They're not competent to know, like, hey, this person has something going on. I was making a contract the other day for this woman, a wonderful, wonderful soul. Okay, I was making a contract for wealth, and then me, like, when I meet people, I have this thing right now. It's like intuitive. I just feel it when someone has something spiritual, something, some kind of blockage, some kind of like negative, dark energy. I see it in their skin. Okay, I see it in the skin. Don't ask me how, but I see it in their skin. So in that case, I'm making the contract. Something happens. I have to start over. Then I'm making it again because me, when I sit down, it's that hour I have to do it. Something else happens and I have to start over again because in this field, there's no correction. There's no, white out, like you just correct and you write no, the thing has to be perfect from start to finish. So I have to start over a second time. And then the third time I swear to God, I yawned and that never happens to me. Like, look, I'm not, spitting all over the place right here and I'm talking pretty passionately. And then like a drop of my saliva falls on the contract. And that cannot happen. I have to destroy it and start over again. That's 3 times that I'm trying to attempt to do the contract. I come back to her and I say, look, I'm facing some major blockages here in making your contract. This is usually the sign that there's some kind of spiritual blockage. Okay, and the woman is lovely. She's positive. Even me, I'll be honest with you, even me, I'm kind of doubtful. Sometimes I'm like, I know you have some shit. But this time I was like, she's positive. She's optimist. She's like very, very optimistic person. Okay. She has no negative energy going out of her whatsoever. Anyways, and despite that, she's going through a tough time. So I go back to her and I'm like, well, I could push through. I'm going to push through. I can make it. Or we can do a spiritual diagnosis and look into it. So this way we're doing spiritual diagnosis. And then lo and behold, we find that she has a generational thing. So the spirits are not afflicting her. They're not destroying her life. They're not taking her, but they're controlling it. They're influencing it. They're filtering in what comes in and what goes out. What stays in and what has to be kicked out. Okay, was attracted and was dismissed. Because she has that thing that has been transmitted to her through generations. Okay, her ancestors were engaged in some stuff and that has passed on through her. And that's why that wealth contract, because it wasn't with them or through them that wealth was coming, they were not controlling that money. There were other spirits that were going to get involved. They were blocking it tooth and nail. Okay, so she followed my advice. I said, okay, I'm going to offer you a spiritual diagnosis. We're going to do this and that. Then we did this. And then after that, we did and then she's absolutely enjoying her results. But a lot of people, they're like, no, no, no. I'm like, hey, you have some magic. No, 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 don't worry about the magic. Just do the contract. But the jinns are so powerful. They should, the jinn kings. No, Habibi, no. No, if I give you a car, I give you a Ferrari, right? Ferrari, brand spanking new, right? And you don't have any road. Where are you going to go with that Ferrari? And then you have any road, but you're stubborn. You're going to try to drive it. How long are you going to go before you blow a tire? Is that fault on the Ferrari manufacturer? Is that the fault on the salesman who sold you the car? Is it the fault that, that the car is not made properly? No, you have no road. So especially in the, let's say like for prosperity and wealth stuff, right? People are like, well, I'm not doing this. My situation has not changed. Okay. Then we sit down and we look at, they are making more money, but they have more expenses because they have a satanic entity. They have demonic possession. They have black magic. So even though you're making way more, you have all these surprise expenses that come in way more, and then it averages out. End of story. You're at the same position. So the work is working, but you're not getting richer. It's not that you're not getting results. It's because you have these blockages. That's why I call them blockages. Okay, you have this affliction. You have this thing that is pulling you down. It's two opposing forces. Okay, it's two opposing forces. That's how it works in the real world. This is work. Okay, there's a bunch of workers. They're building a house, but then every time they come back, they go to sleep, right? They come back, and then the next day, bricks are missing. Someone stole the cement. The piping is not there. The supplier of sand is not coming through because he has a traffic jam and he had an accident and this and that and this and that and this and that. And then there are thugs that are going to come in and attack them while they work. Where are you going to get? Where are you going to go? You're never going to go anywhere. That house will never be completed. Okay. So a lot of people, they mistake that. But if you have some kind of spiritual blockage, I'm telling you right now, and the worst of the worst is love stuff. Okay. Is love work. All right. Especially on the third party. All right. On the third party. If there is a smither of negative energy, of dark energy, of, evil entities in your life, there's no way we're going to be able to attract a third party. And it gets more difficult because if it's you, that's a problem. And if it's them, it's also a problem. If it's both of you, forget about it. Okay, because love takes time. Love takes time, takes a lot of work, takes a lot of energy. Imagine how much time it takes to make someone buy a used car. Okay. And most of the time it's not people it's people that, they want someone to come back. So they're already I don't want this car. This is not my car. This car broke down. I don't want to ever drive it again. I'm going to buy another car. So I'm telling you guys, it's out of the question if there is anything spiritual that you have on you. That's the first thing they want to, because you can have everything. You can have prestige, you can have fame, but if you don't have love, you don't have happiness. And they know that. And it's the easiest thing. Love is a very strong and powerful emotion, but it's also very fickle. You see what I mean? So this is really, really important, guys. Spiritual blockages, okay, it's not because the work is not working. It's because and then a lot of people, they do some work, and I'm not talking just about me. I'm talking my experience because this is what I know. This is what I deal with. But people, they're like, I thought I was a shitty magician. Every single spell, every single ritual that I do, every single spell, every ritual that I do, I either get the opposite or it backfires in a major way. I've had a lot of people, it backfired to them like you would never believe. I had people who, they open the book and they're told, oh, well, you should do this spell. And then after that, they do the spell and then they get possessed because it's never that easy. Okay? It's never that easy. Everyone can open a book and read a few words, guys. It's never that easy. And then it backfires, which means that's not what happened. And then, it's funny because they say, oh, something went wrong with the king is the spirits. No, you have spirits who are sabotaging you. You have spirits who are making you say the wrong things. You have spirits who are making you mumble. You have spirits who are making you forget. You have spirits who are making you overlook important details. And a lot of people, the spirits who are afflicting them, this is something that I also see a lot of times, is that people who have spiritual afflictions, they will get interested and attracted into occultism and into magic. Why? Because they know then that they have all the information, they have all the ammunition to hurt you. Oh, he wants to get rich. Let's make him poor. He wants this person. Let's drive her away. You see, he wants health. Let's make him unhealthy. He wants success at work. Let's make all his colleagues and his boss hate him. So that's why a lot of people who have spiritual blockages are getting interested. I don't even know why. Since I am young, I've been interested into magic, and this field has always come into my life. Well, now you know why. Now you know why. Especially like I told you, if you want to go right, you do a ritual, go right, you go left. And if you ask for something, you get the opposite. You need to ask yourself some really, really, really important questions here. Okay? It's not because God doesn't love you. It's not because the spirits don't want to work with you. It's because you have something that is pulling you down. That's why we call it the demonic possession. We call it arid. Arid muta'arid. Arid means an obstacle. You want to take your life up, it goes down. It's always the opposite of what you want. Al-ukusat does the contrary. It does the contrary. Everything you want, it does the contrary. Okay? I want to change jobs, then it gives you something that you have to keep the same job. I want to open a business, then it messes the business up. Everything you want to do goes wrong. Okay? And that's not on me. It's not of the hundreds of magicians that you've gone through. It's not because you don't know what you're doing. It's because there is this thing that you need to solve first. And it is blocking all the blessings, all the results, everything that you are looking for in life. It's blocking it and driving it away. and making you responsible and turning everyone against you and turning you against everyone. So this dimension here, I can go on and on and on and on and on, but I can never talk about it enough. It's worthy of a life of its own. So that is the other thing. Okay, generational curses, evil eye. I mean, and then a lot of what are the things I tell people when they get the guidance? Don't talk about your results. Oh, it's so wonderful. I did this back, and I got this, and I got that, and I got this, and I got that. That's fine. I told you guys. I've said it before. If you go to my other lives, I've said it before. Everyone wants you to do good, just not better than them. We live in a very competitive world. Your success, people, they see your success, they think you've taken that success from them. They think that you have stolen their success, that there's no more success left in life or no more wealth in life because you took all the wealth. So even if they smile in your face and they say, congratulations, and you deserve it, and this and that, in their heart does not follow through. That's the evil eye. So, استعينوا على قضاء حوائجكم بالكتمان, as our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, aid yourself with completing your affairs with silence. Help yourself with silence. Help yourself. So that's another thing. Now, when do results manifest from magic? Okay. Now, I'm going to read from the guide because, as I told you, every single contract, every single pact, every single work that I do comes with a guide. So I'm going to read straight from it. Okay. So you know that I'm not hiding anything from you. So how long will results take to manifest? First of all, I have some notes here. 24 hours to 3 days, people are going to get some side effects. They're going to feel tired. They're going to feel a little bit off. They're going to be having restless sleep. A lot of people, they feel like sudden bursts of energy. They feel energized. They feel amazing. It depends. Okay, it depends. Some people feel tired, less energy. It depends. Depends what kind of work. Depends what kind of spirits. But 24 hours to 3 days, that's the time span that's the connection. Okay. They're making connection. They're going, they're connecting here. They're connecting here. They're connecting everywhere because they need to be able to influence you, to interact with you. They need to, basically connect themselves through your spiritual portals. Okay. Now I've had people that have had results before the work was actually completed. Okay. Now hear me out here. I'm going to repeat. Results, because they pay me, then there's a time for the pact or contract to be fulfilled, for me to ratify it, to do the ritual, to write it, so on and so forth. But I've had people who have had results before it's actually officially active. That only happens when it's people we already know, when it's repeat clients, when it's people that they know their name, they know who they are, they know where they are, they know what they want. Okay. They know who they are, basically. It's just that they know who they are. The spirits do not get to where, as soon as they make payment, this is a set intention. Like this person has put, their hand in their pocket, taken their money out and paid Retta. We better get to work. Why? Because they want to get you the results as soon as possible. But like I told you, this only happens for repeat clients, people we already have a business relationship with. Okay. For example, I've had a client, it's not just a client, but this is the most evident case to illustrate this point. We did something for financial abundance, and then, she made the payment, and then it took me like 1 week, 10 days, or 2 weeks. I don't even remember, to activate the pact. And then once it was active, she got a check in the mail 3 days later, right? She's like, oh my God, it's so quick. I said, well, no, look, the check was in the mail before it was officially active. So you see, they didn't wait, and that check was not coming, by the way. It's not like, again, cause and effect. No, that check was not coming. Okay. She was waiting for that check for months, if not years I think it was years. That check was not coming. But 3 days later, she got it. But this is someone that we have an active relationship with. This is probably something that the spirits already knew that they could have a hand in, they could help her, and they inspired her to do the thing in the first place. But I had it every once in a while, people who were repeat buyers. Most of my clients are repeat buyers, they're repeat customers, repeat clients. We have a relationship, and they're like, hey, is it possible that results start to manifest before you actually make it? I say, yeah. Yeah, because we know you. We know you. It's not like after it's officially active, but they start to have movement in the right direction. Okay, those little things happening, those little synchronicities, these little opportunities, these little things being revealed to you, and coming to you through the environment, through online, through people around you, your friends, your family, telling you this stuff, this and that. Okay, so I've had that happen. Even things starting to work in their favor before the stuff is. So that's how fast people say jinns are really powerful. They're really fast. But jinns, whatever you're working with, the Goetia spirits are jinns, the spirits of nature are jinns, the fairies, the Orisha, whatever you want to call them. Whatever you want to call them. The ancestors are jinns. Most of the saints that people deal with are jinns. When you call on the saint, guys, it's a 1-800 number. You don't ever know who's picking up on the other line. Okay? It's jinns. It's jinns. And this is something from their mastery. And a lot of people know this. A lot of people know this. It's not something that is exclusive to me, but a lot of people know this. People who are in the know. A lot of, I call them this Saint Expedite and Saint Nicholas and Saint the other saint. This is their chance. Now, it's not to say that the person didn't exist. They did exist. Okay. And probably they are a real saint, but who is doing the work and getting you the results and getting the offerings in return is a jinn. Are you calling a 1-800 number? You calling Tesla, for example? It's not Elon Musk who picks up the phone. Okay? It's not Elon Musk. It's someone in customer service, an unknown, unnamed nobody. They might be black, they may be white, they might be good, they might be bad. Who picks up the phone? But still, I mean, as long as you're having a good service, you're getting the information you want. It's all good. Come on, guys. You gotta, how long have we been going? An hour now? A little bit more. Some love, some hearts. I need some energy. Guys. Thank you, Joey. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your support. Thank you, guys. Joey, again, someone I have a relationship with, someone I know. So people don't come back if they're not getting anything. Okay? Like most people in this field, they have a one-off. They do one-off. The person, they're disappointed and they move on. Right? But people, when they come back, it's because they got something. They see something. They see, they feel it. They perceive it. So 24, 33 days, work is actually active. Like I told you, it happens before the stuff is actually active. And the 90 days maximum for spells. As I told you guys, I don't care how powerful the magician is, how powerful the spirits are, how powerful the tradition is. It's 90 days. It's 90 days. And most people is less than that. And also it depends on how much work you're going to put into the operation. If you're conjuring and invoking and petitioning and summoning for 6 hours straight, which I do on a regular, you're not going to get the same result as someone who just opens a Gallery of Magic book, says 5 mystical words, makes a petition and gets a result within 3 days. It's not going to be, the more energy you put in, the bigger the results you're going to be. This is a law of the universe. Cause and effect. The more force you put behind something, the further it's going to get. But the furthest it's going to get for a spell is 90 days. I don't care how much energy you put behind it. Okay? It's 90 days. That's why a lot of people, when they find someone who's competent, they're going to have them kind of like on a payroll, kind of like on a retainer. And they're just, this happens in, third world countries, with, political figures, governmental figures, high status people. They have someone on the regular. Artists, they have someone on the regular who's just working for them on the regular, maintaining all their stuff, maintaining all their work. 90 days. That's why I don't do any spells. I only make pacts and I only make contracts, because pacts, they're outcome based. They're tied to the outcome. It is going to run months, years, as long as it needs to be for it to be. Yeah, of course. As long as it needs for it to be fulfilled. And then contracts are permanent. Because if you write a contract, you bought a house, you have a contract for it. No one is going to come in 2 years' time and tell you this is not your house. You have a contract for it. You have a car, you have a title for it. You bought the car, you have the bill of sale, you have the financing contract. This is your car. That's it. So that's how I work personally. But what you see out there is just spells. It's just spells. But that's good for business because you keep coming back. Me, I don't want people to come back because they have to come back. I want them to come back because they're satisfied. We have accomplished something. They have an added value in their life, and then they choose to work with me for something else. So that's when the results manifest from Magick. Now, going back to the guide, this is in the guide that my clients get, like I told you, with every single order. This is what they get. This is for pacts and contracts. It's valid. First, how perceptive you are of them. Okay, indeed, most people fail to notice the little synchronicities and spirits works is producing for them because they don't have enough experience collaborating with them. Okay, so it's not because they don't want to, it's because they don't have enough experience. Right? A lot of the rituals when I was a beginner, like more than a decade ago, close to 15 years now, right? It's not because it's because I didn't know. I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know. And a lot of people, they're not, it's not that you're failing. It's just because you don't know how to perceive them. You don't know how to measure them. You don't know where they're coming from or how they're coming. Okay. The second one, your initial situations and the avenues and possibilities it offers for your wishes realization. For example, it is easier to make an owner of multiple businesses wealthier than someone who has a single fixed stream of income. Okay, if you have a 9 to 5 and you're not looking for any opportunities, you're risk averse, you're not willing to take any risks, you're not doing this and that and the other, you're not hustling, you're not grinding, how are the spirits gonna make you rich? If you just want, you're waiting for the quarterly evaluation, you're waiting for the yearly salary incremental increase. Maybe they can get you from 1 to 2%. Maybe they can get you to 2 or 4%, where you're far away from, the wealth and riches and honor and glory that you're looking for. You're far away from that. But if someone who has multiple businesses, multiple streams of income, they're hustling, they're grinding, they're constantly on the go, they hit the ground running. You see? And a lot of people, they're fixed. They want the money come to this certain way. Maybe what you're doing is not good for various reasons. So that's the thing. The avenues it offers, cause and effect, guys. Okay. Cause and effect. If you want a stream of income, you need a door, and that door needs to be made a hole in the wall, and it has to have, that door right behind me, right? It has to have, the contour of the door, right? And then hinges, and then all these things. So building a door, just this one little thing. And then once I have that door, which is representative of a stream of income, and I have the door built up, right? And it's fixed into place, and I have the hinge, and I open it, then money can come through. But a lot of people who come and they're like, I'm not getting any results, was because you have a wall, man. And a lot of people don't even have a wall. They're living in the street. They have nothing protecting them. They have nothing. They don't even have a house. They don't even have a roof over their head. So then we have to build you a house. And see, guys. So this is very important, something to take into account here when you're judging your own results. Okay, if you have 0 streams of income, get a stream of income. A lot of people that I want to be a millionaire. Where you're at right now, negative 100. Well, let's get you to 0 first. Okay. That's 3. How much of your own effort you put into realize your wish. For instance, it will take less time for the spirits to attract a suitable romantic partner, as I was speaking about before. To someone who is sociable, takes good care of themselves, and makes an effort to go out and mingle with people that it would take for someone who keeps to themselves, doesn't get out of the house often. Notice that I didn't mention good looks, because that's not something we can control. Right? Remember what I told you guys. Remember what I told you. There's only so much we can control. There's only so much I can control. What I can control is doing the work with the spirits who are reputable, knowing what I'm doing the same thing that worked for you, that worked for all these hundreds of people before. That's what I can control, but the rest I can't. Notice that this is to emphasize that we have to actually try to make our heart's desire manifest and not expect the spirits to produce the impossible or the contrary to nature, because they simply cannot. Only Allah can do that. Many people think that magic produces miracles. That cannot be further from the truth. Magic inspires, guides, and stacks the odds in our favor. Most importantly, it maximizes the impact of our actions. But if you take no action, there's nothing to magnify. Okay, nothing. You don't get out of the house, you're not meeting anyone. Point blank. All right? Your dream lover, your dream partner is not going to come knocking at the door. I am the girl from Red is Packed. I am the guy from Red is Packed. That's not going to happen. I wish it was, but it's not. It would take the fun out of life, wouldn't it? So guys, hit these buttons, hit these likes. I have a few points to go, and I want to make sure that I'm sticking around to answer your questions. I appreciate everyone who stuck with me, throughout. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think I'm boring you guys. So the only way I can know is if you hit these likes and these hearts. So the impact, many people think that cannot be further. Magic inspires, most importantly, it maximizes the impact of our actions. But if you take no action, there's nothing to magnify. Whatever it is you want in life, you can attain it more quickly and easily. See, I'm not inventing. This is stuff that I'm already sharing with the jinn's help. But you still have to move towards it. As I always like to say, we have to work with the magic in order for it to work with us. The fourth point is the complexity of your wish. If your wish involves someone else or a group of people, naturally, it will take more time to manifest because we're bringing their whole lives into the equation. Okay, so for example, for love, for instance, all right, my favorite type of love magic is general love magic. Like, I will put a mandate to the spirits, and this is word for word, verbatim. I don't care who you are, sex, gender, whatever. I don't care. This is what I attract a suitable lover to this person. This is my favorite. This is my favorite type of love. Attract a suitable lover to this person. That's it. My favorite type of love. It works like a charm, right? It works like a charm. But people who work with me, they want this specific person. Okay, so first of all, we need more kings involved, right? Because that's more work. But we're bringing their whole lives, as I was saying here, we're bringing their whole lives into the equation. Their fears, their worries, their insecurities, their traumas. If they have a spiritual blockage or not. If someone else is doing magic to separate you. If they have some kind of spiritual attachment. Or simply if they're a cheater or unloyal. Or, you know what? People are hypocritical. They might not be interested in you at all. They just want to gold dig the shit out of you. They want to profit from you. Or they want to use you as a pet or a toy. A lot of people are like that. Some people, they come to me like, I want my girlfriend or my boyfriend back. I'm like, okay, well, what happened to this and that? Okay. And then they're like, well, it's been 2 years. 2 years? We live in the age of Tinder and Bumble, buddy. Okay? Human being, person, however you identify. We live in the age of everything served to you quick. Uber Eats, DoorDash, everything. So people are going through people, and it's sad to say, quicker than they go through clothes. So 2 years later, So when we work with someone, I'm telling you, you don't know who's in their DMs. You don't know what they're doing behind your back. So this is something to take into account. Okay? They're not willing to commit. Well, why aren't they willing to commit? I'm going to tell you right now. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to say it once. If someone loves you, they don't need any magic to love you. If someone truly loves you, truly, you don't need to do any magic on them for them to love you. Why people get separated? It's because someone has done magic, or they have the evil eye. But the evil eye cannot separate people. It can bring problems into the relationship, but not to the point where people, if they love each other, if they actually care about each other, they're not going to get separated. Okay? It's black magic. It's a demonic possession, or it's a mess. It's a satanic entity which is attached to that. These three things, or the tabi'a. The tabi'a as a whole is like a succubi spirit. Okay, that's what a lot of people confound with a loving jinn. Like, the jinn is in love with me, he has sex with me, she has sex with me every night, and this and that. So that's usually a succubi spirit. Okay, these things, they can separate. A lot of people are like, well, I was with this person, we were talking about marriage. We've been together for 5 years. As soon as we spoke of marriage, as soon as we spoke of settling down and starting a home, boom. For no reason at all. But then they asked me to make a pact, which is basically producing the impossible, because they have, they have this thing, which is the tabi'a will not let you have a family, will not let you have a home, will not let you have a family union, will not let you have children. That's what the tabi'a does. I don't care how powerful the magician is. If you're not getting rid of this, it's not going to happen. If someone is doing magic on you to separate you, then what we're doing, we're pulling the person towards you, and the other spirits are pulling them away. We're pulling them towards you, and then they're pulling them away. And then I'm not willing to do anything. And then there are some people, they're going to say, in 7 days he's going to be there. So what they do some rituals, some simple rituals, with peppercorn, or like some hearts and some stuff that they're burning, something that they're, and they're mandating the spirits, usually satanic entities. What do? They possess the person. So it's not your lover. It's not that person that you care about who's there. It's the shaitan who has possessed them, who has brought them, tortured them, and brought them against their will to you. And then as soon as that's done, shaitan leaves. And then you're back to square one. What do you have to do? You have to go back to the magician, hire them again, do the same work again for him to come back again. And then you're on the spell hamster wheel. Okay? You're on the spell hamster wheel. All right. So you better be really careful. Love, guys, it's crazy what I've seen done in the name of love. All right. And what people promise. But most people, when they come to me, they expect those kind of satanic results. I don't do that. I'm not going to force anyone to be with you against their best interest, your best interest, but also their free will, because free will is sacred. Allah, God, the Creator Almighty, does not interfere in free will. Well, that is a lesson for the people of reason. Okay? I don't care what kind of power, what kind of knowledge you have. You start to do that, things are going to go sideways for you. Imperatively, unequivocally. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But most people who come to me, that's what they expect. They expect some kind of satanic result. I'm going to do the pact, I'm going to do the contract, and he's going to come running, and she's going to come running. That's a shaitan. That's a demon. That's a satanic, demonic entity who has possessed your beloved and brought them to you against their will. And once you get a shaitan into your life, well, good luck getting them out. So, Janetti's saying it. So guys, I know that this is stuff, you've never read it, you've never heard about it, you've never seen it anywhere else. So, if it deserves some likes, if it deserves some hearts, just let me know, like, you guys are still with me and that you're interested in what I have to say. Because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I have other stuff to do. I'm not gonna lie. I have other stuff to do. Typically, love matters. Okay, so the complexity of your wish, if your wish involves someone else or a group of people, they want to be liked by their boss. Okay, people, they want to be liked by their boss. They want their boss to like them. They want to the boss only sees them and loves them and this and that. Okay, so we're bringing the boss into this equation, right? So anything that involves a third party is going to take more time because they're bringing their whole life. That's why I told you guys, whenever someone comes to me, I say, hey, we can do something to attract the suitable lover. And then who knows, I'm pretty sure we can be able to attract to you someone better than the one that you're fixated on. Because most of the time it's a fixation. It's a fixation. One guy, he listened to me. He said, I cannot believe how good he got married. This is all in the span of like 1 year and a half. General love contract. I want respect. And he's been through his fair share of relationships. I want respect, mutual support, right? And I want love and affection, sexual chemistry. That's what I want. And then now he's married, happily married. And he's like, I cannot believe how well we get along together. She's like me, but in the body of a man. He didn't come to me, I want this specific person or that specific person. No, we did a contract. He was open and then it happened. Love matters longer because they consider the most labor intensive work is for spirits. Yeah, love matters take longer. Okay. Because they're considered the most labor-intensive work for spirits. A good metaphor is going into a building using stairs. There are more stairs to climb from the ground level to the 15th floor than there are from the same place to the 3rd floor. The first takes time, force, and energy to do than the second. It takes more time. This is a universal principle applicable to our lowly world, the dunya, not only to magic. In truth, there are many factors that come into play for your pact's completion, but I will stop here and not overload you with the information. All of them can be mitigated by having more jinn kings involved. Verily, the more kings involved. That's why I told you when you have someone else involved, a third party, and you're working on a target or something of the sort, the more legions of servants will be affected to work with you, and the better and faster your results will be. Yes, of course. I do the same work. I'm not someone who discriminates. Not because you have more money, you pay more, you order more, that you're going to get more quality work. I do the same thing. You're going to get a better, more powerful, more effective, more people, more resources dedicated to you. But I work with people transparently and honestly and with equality. Right? So if you do a pact with 1 king, you're going to get the same pact, but with 4 kings, with 7 kings, and this and that. What changes is the number of kings, more legions, more servants, better results, faster results, so on and so forth. That's it. If you're practiced with a single king, worry not, because all the spirits I work with are more than capable and competent. However, these factors can be taken into account because they're a reality, and I'm sharing them with you here in the spirit of total transparency. So this covers the when. Okay, guys. So for guys, there's gonna be a replay. This is gonna be saved. We covered the what are magical results, who can get magical results, where can magical results manifest, how do magical results manifest in the real world, why don't results manifest for some people, when do results manifest from magic, and how do you get consistent results with magic? That's what everyone wants. That's like the holy grail, right? People want consistent results. They want to do a ritual and it works over and over and over and over again for different purposes, right? For different purposes. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's very, very stupid. It's very simple. It's very dumbed down. Okay. So guys, you want to hit some likes, you want to hit some hearts. You want to share this with the people who want to know how to get consistent results. I know you have friends, you have loved ones that you care about. So I would really, really appreciate it. And what goes around comes around. So that's always a great thing to do. Okay. So first of all, consistent practice. Okay, consistent practice. You don't get good at anything by practicing it once a month or once every blue moon or once every 6 months. Okay, you get good at something by practicing every single day. Right? By practicing every single day, multiple times a day if you want. That's how you good. That's how you get good. Painting, any sport, any discipline. That's how you get good. I mean, even the academic stuff, what they're going to do, they're going to take practice tests, right? They're going to do questions upon questions upon questions upon questions until they've done all the questions, and then they get to the test and they've seen all the questions many times over. This is something that happens in every field. But in magic, people, they have a consumerism mentality, right? So today I'm going to work with, the demons of the Goetia. Tomorrow I'm going to work with the planetary angels of the Heptameron. The other day I'm going to work with some Jinn Arabic magic. And the next day, so that's what I said before, consistent practice. Okay? That's like saying, I want to be an engineer, but I want to be an electrical engineer, bioengineer, a chemical engineer. I'm going to be all these engineers, which means, student of all, master of none. A doctor, you have a foot doctor, right? You have a brain doctor, you have a heart doctor, you have, every single one has a specialty. But there's a generalist, and when you go to the generalist, he's going to give you some light treatment. If it's a light problem, he's going to prescribe some tests. And then once the tests come back, he sends you to a specialist. Okay? So if you want to get consistent results, you want to be a specialist. You don't want to be a generalist. Right? I think that's pretty clear. Then a consistent system. As I told you before, I do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, I'm not opening a book looking for spells. I'm not looking for something different every single time. No, it's the same, I would say, logic of things, right? It's the same system that I use to work with different spirits for different purposes for different people. So you should aim to do that. Okay. If you have done a spell, if you have done some work and it worked for you, you should take some notes. You should try to recreate everything, to analyze. What did you do? What did you do? And then get that to fuel your next wins. Go back to the success you had. Use that as a template, okay, as a stepping stone for more success. Don't go looking for the next. People, they get success and they're like, oh, well, I wonder, these spirits are going to be more powerful. These spirits are going to be... No. Okay? No. There's always a structure. The structure is, you summon the spirit, you petition the spirit, and what happens before and after that, it depends on the tradition. Okay, you're going to summon them, you're going to bind them. People do a license to depart. I say that the spirits didn't need your license to come, so they don't need your license to depart. But we in Arabic magic, we're going to do dismissing the dwellers or releasing the residents, no matter how we're going to say it. And then we do protection before that. Okay, there's always some form of protection. So you want to have a consistent system. You want to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, and working with the same spirits over and over, where comes the importance of selecting the spirits. Okay, so you want to deal with some spirits that they're capable, they know what they're doing, they have a reputation, right? So when you go to a doctor, you're looking for reviews. You're looking for someone who's referred you. Hey, this is a good doctor. Not doctors are alike. They all have the diploma, but not all of them are alike. So it's the same thing with the spirits. You want to select a repertoire of spirits that you know that they're capable, and that they're, they're efficient, they're powerful, they're smart, they're efficacious, they know what they're doing, they can help you. And then you focus on them, because if it doesn't work, it's not on them, it's on you. You see? So you want to bring the responsibility back to you. So if you're doing this thing and the other, you're never going to get anywhere. It's good in the beginning to learn, to understand, see different traditions. I've done that before. But to practice, you need to be practicing the same thing over and 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 over again. All right? And consistent spirits, like I told you. Okay, so like, the 72 demons of the Goetia, like 72 demons, like that's too much. That's too much. Okay, for any single person. If you want, the best results you're going to get are from having a constant relationship. Okay? Relationship. Even God, when you build a relationship with Him, your first prayer, you might get a result, you might get a manifestation, you might get an answer for your prayer. But the more you pray, the more you have that relationship with God, that link is wide open, the communication, everything. God is involved in your life. The better the manifestations, the better answers, the more blessings you're going to get. Even with God. Even with God. Okay, but if today you're worshiping the Abrahamic God, and then tomorrow you're worshiping the fire, and then after that you're worshiping the wind, and then after that you're worshiping Zeus, and then after that, okay, so that's really, really important. Consistent spirits. Okay, now a lot of people ask why results can't be guaranteed. Now there are these scammers. Okay, mostly frauds. What they're going to do is that they're going to say guaranteed results, and that's how they reel people in. Okay. That's how they reel people in. Because as I told you and I explained before, a lot of the stuff, it's out of the control of the person. Okay? I don't do revenge, sir. I don't do revenge. Sorry. I don't do revenge work. For anyone who's interested in that kind of work, I don't do revenge work. Revenge doesn't do anything for you, doesn't do anything for them, doesn't do anything for me. And then we are going to be gathered in front of Allah on the day of judgment to answer for the revenge. And maybe the people don't even deserve it. Everyone's just doing their best. So I don't do revenge. I don't care how much money you pay. I don't care what kind of story you have going on. I don't do revenge. All right. So what are they going to do? They're either going to say paying after the result. Okay. These are the scammers that I've seen. All right. And they don't have any color. They don't have any religion. They don't have any practice or tradition. They don't have any, they could be man, woman, all types, all sizes, all shapes. Okay. Frauds and scammers. That's how they come. They can be very nice. They can be very, but the sociopaths, psychopaths, manipulative. Anyways, but they were going to say paying after results. Okay. I've had a guy the other day. He says, this guy, he came to me. No, he was looking for a healer. Okay. And he said, he is one of those people who spent, he's in the UK. And so I'm talking about something here. You can text me. Okay. You can text me later on. All right. Destroy your life. Like I told you, no revenge. There's no what if, there's no revenge. Okay. Yes. Paid after the result. Exactly. So that's what we are. Paid after the result. All right. Why? Because they want your personal information. I had this guy. He said, I went to this guy. He was looking for healing. He had a problem. And then the guy gave him a talisman, a ta'weez, how they call it in some parts of the world. I don't, anyways. So he gives him a ta'weez, and then he's like, you have to wear this ta'weez. It never has to leave you. Then after that, these guys, they're very well. He's like, no, don't worry. When you're going to do better, you're going to. So first of all, he gives him the ta'weez. Okay. He gives him the ta'weez. And then after that, I need $150, pounds. He's from the UK. I need 150 pounds from the, for the incense. I need 100 pounds for this. I need 100 pounds for that. I need 200 pounds for that. We need to do this. We need to do that. He said, I opened my eyes. I blinked my eyes, and I have given him 50,000 pounds. As Allah is my witness, word for word. 50, he says, I blinked, he says, I was like in a trance. I have no idea. Even now, I could not go back and recollect and recall how I've given him that money, how I was able to All because of that ta'weez. And it all started with pay after the result. Pay after you do that. I'm going to give you this and pay after. There was this other guy. There was this other guy. He's on Australia. He's like, this guy gave me this ta'weez. He knew everything I was doing. I was thinking. I was saying everything. Everything. This is the second person. So pay after the results, guys, is a trap. There's nothing free in this world. Okay, no one works for free. Jinn don't work for free. And even Allah, there's reciprocity. Allah, He says, pray me, I will answer you. Not I will answer you before you pray me. But Allah does answer before you pray. I'm a firm believer and witness of that. Okay? But telling you that there's nothing for free. There's always an exchange. Okay? There's always an exchange. All right? So, like, I'm giving you the information you can share with someone else and say, oh, I've done something for someone else. And it goes around, right? It goes around. So this is one. Okay. This is two. But this is paying after the results, guys. I'd say I'm fortunate. I didn't have a lot of like, I have one once in a blue moon. No, actually, I think I had only one. Really, just only one. I'm very fortunate I didn't have these kind, but I think people now are kind of getting to that. And then the second one, which is more pernicious, more backhanded, is saying you'll get a refund if you don't see any results. Okay. Oh, that's another one. Like they'll say you'll get a refund if you don't get any results. And that, because those are the only guarantees, right? They give you a free trial. Nowadays, any field, not just Magic, a free trial, or they're going to give you, money back guarantee, like if you don't see any results. But then after that, once you come back, instead of helping you say, hey, maybe like that's what I do, maybe you've not seen the results that you would hope, or this and that. Let's investigate. Let's see what's happening. What is blocking, what is preventing, what is delaying, all that stuff. They say, oh, no. There's no way for you to prove that. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. They're going to try to talk their way out of it, or they're just going to completely disappear. That's what they're going to do. They're going to disappear. They're going to, block you on WhatsApp or whatever channel of communication you have going on. I've seen people, there's a guy right now. I swear to God, guys, there's a guy on Etsy. You know what he did? It's so funny. And I can't do anything. I swear to God. He took my posts, my listings on Etsy. He copied them word for word. It's called Jinn King Contract /pact, Jinn Ifrit contract /pact. He put his prices, I think, like maybe 30 or 40% less than me. He took my listings, he put them into an AI. I know that for a fact because these things exist. He put them into an AI thing that just rephrases the whole text. If you put his listing compared to my listing, it's the same thing that's being written, but I have no way because he's not using my words. But he's ripping off everything that I'm doing. And people might buy from him. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think? And periodically there's someone that pops up and does that. I think that imitation is the best form of flattery, but there's nothing I can do. I cannot have Etsy delete his listings because he's using different words. So you got to be careful, guys. You got to be careful. This refund thing is a sham. Okay? Because for me, I cannot refund anyone. Results or no results because I've done the work. And this is what we spent all this time dealing about. It's how results manifest, when they will manifest, where do they manifest, for who do they manifest, and why they don't manifest. But does that mean that the work is not completed? Does that mean that the spirits are not working? The only time that I've mentioned spirits is when I was talking about consistent results and I was talking about dealing with the same spirits over and over again. But apart from that, the spirits know their job. And then are you able to see the results? Like someone does something that is contrary to what the spirits want. They're not going to hold it against them. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a human being. They don't know what they're doing, but it delays stuff. If the person is getting a spiritual blockage, if they're getting pulled the other way, if, you have this and that going into your life, that's not on me, that's not on them. So anyone who offers you a refund, who says, oh, it doesn't work, he's going to get you, it's someone who is after your money and you're never going to see back any of it. Because someone who's honest, and I've seen some honest people in my life who are competent, who are knowledgeable, who know what they're doing, who are actually getting results, who have a track record. There's no such thing as paying after the result or a refund. Okay, so this is really, really important, guys. Really, really important. Now, with that being said, once again, this has been the all things spiritual results, magical results. This comes on the back of many questions that I have had from people because of the posts I've been putting on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all over the place, because at the end of the day, I have to show a track record. And by the way, guys, most of those posts, most of those things, those screenshots that I share, they're months and years old, because I am so respectful, privy, and concerned about my clients' results that I give it so much time, because I don't want people, because what? Evil eye will find you and will get you and will destroy your blessings. So that's why I wait most of the time. It's when things have passed. Things have passed that I post them. I have to, because I cannot be confused with these frauds and these charlatans who are promising the world, who are telling you, no, no, it's all your fault because you don't believe. No, like I told you, if I do this work, if I do the same pact using the same formula, the same template for 50 people, and it works for them and it doesn't work for you, well, that's not on me. But the reviews, then after that, people are like, well, why does it work for this person? It doesn't work for this for me. Well, does this work for everyone? Will jinns work with me if I'm not Muslim? Hello, right? So I did this live this way, instead of answering all these questions, um, you know, individually. I did this live, people. I'm just gonna refer it to them. They can listen to whatever they want, and I thought that you would benefit from it. And it's been a long time that I didn't connect with you, so I mean, it was just a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win situation. Anyways, I've been working with Rhythm for 2 years. I am honest testimony. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I mean, the testimonials, at the end of the day, I know my work's value. The people who give the testimonials know their work value, but it's because they've been hustled before. They've been scammed before. They've been defrauded of their hard-earned cash before. And they're like, you know what? If I can help people know that I'm not the best one in the world. I'm not the most powerful one. I'm not, but I'm here for people. I'm here for people. So at the end of the day, it's not for me, it's for them. But these are the questions that people are asking now. I don't know how long I've been going. My throat is on another level of fire, but I want to make sure I told you guys I'm going to take some time to answer some questions. Okay. If you have some questions, I'm here for you. I'm going to refresh here, see if I can go back into the comments. I'm here for you guys. Let's give it another 15. It's 15 minutes for questions. So now is the time to share. And if you care, you can share. Hit some hearts, hit some likes. We want to tickle that little Facebook algorithm. Know that people let Facebook know that people can benefit from this. But if you have some questions, let it rip. I'm here for you guys for another few minutes. Then we'll call it a day. How are you going to be doing private mentorship? Okay, so for these types of questions, it's better to contact me privately. Okay, it would be preferable for everyone involved to keep this on topic, basically about results and everything that we just discussed. But I'm gonna answer you, Faith, because you are Faith. Okay, that's why I'm going to answer you. Are you going to be doing, if we have a question in regards to bonding or building a relationship with jinn, can we just book a private consultation with you in regards to that? I have knowledge of doing pacts and contracts now, but that is still moot if you don't know how to properly initiate and bond with jinn. The amount of times I was scammed in the past, I could make a documentary on it, but I found what I was looking. I mean, at the end of the day, yes. So it's a good question. It's a good question. General consultations, really, to be honest with you, Faith, they're really for people who have, an intricate situation. A lot of people have a lot of questions, have a lot of concerns. It's a complex situation. So I'm like, look, this is going to go on because now with the availability, as I mentioned before, I'm not there to answer people, back to back, and especially through messages. It's going to go on and on and on for weeks. So that's why I started offering the uh, general consultation. It's like, okay, let's look at your situation. Here's where you are. Here's you want to be. Here's we can get you there, and then just do it in a fluid conversation. That's not really like to teach or to give a mentorship session or whatever the case may be. But I appreciate your interest. I appreciate your question. But really, that's what the general consultation is for. Is like when there's too much stuff, too many variables, too much stuff to discuss. It's like better. And then it's also a way for me. Like sometimes people, they just want to have a conversation and ask you a bunch of questions for no reason. So at some point, I'm going to cut it off and say, hey, you want to work with me? Book a consultation. It's a way of filtering also who's serious or not. The amount of times I was scammed. I mean, that's the thing. This is a field that is rife of, it's rife. It's full. That's it. It's full. But as I said before, it's not just that everyone is a scammer. I mean, a lot of people who say, I've been scammed, nothing works for me, they're all scammers, they're all liars. A lot of them, they have their own problems, they have their own blockages. So I'm not willing to say that everyone is a scammer. Maybe 5% are honest, if not less than that. But there are honest people out there, but most of the honest people are not doing Facebook Live like me. They're not putting their face out on the internet like me. They're not meeting people face to face on the video calls like me. Because people, they know this world is treacherous. This world is treacherous. Can magic kill someone? I read one article from Central Asia. Yeah, no worries. No need to be, sorry. Of course, don't worry about it. Can magic kill someone? Okay, so again, let's keep it on the topic of results, guys. And if you have no questions, I mean, I'm comfortable leaving it at that. So let's stay on topic because this is gonna go on YouTube. And by the way, guys, even this live, I wanted to do it on YouTube, but I was concerned because in Facebook, you can share it, you can tag people, you can let people know about your live. But you really, really, really want to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell because I have big plans for you. I've learned my lesson. I will never reveal anything ahead of time, but you really want to do that. And also there's a bunch of useful content for you to go through if you are so inclined. So can magic kill someone? Absolutely. Okay, absolutely it can kill someone. It's like a slow, advancing, steadily, it's like a low fire burn kind of kill. Okay, so people are just gonna have an accumulation of diseases, problems, ailments. I see it all the time. Okay, I see it all the time. This is and then it accumulates. But you can mandate spirits to cause cancer in someone. There are rituals to do that. Okay, you can absolutely do that. There was also a lot of times that it's scam or that I did not know what I was supposed to do on my end, or like you said earlier, the problem was from me. Look, guys, I'm gonna like the shit out of your. Can I like multiple times? Like, so this is someone who takes responsibility. This is someone who has a head on their shoulders. They say many times it was from me. It's not because it's not because everyone is a scammer. Either they didn't tell you, didn't give you the right information. You didn't held up your end of the bargain, or you have some kind of spiritual blockage in the background. All these things are valid reasons not to have results. And it's not because the person is a scammer or they defrauded you or they lied to you or they used you. It's not because of that. Okay? But again, is there a form of divination you'd recommend to assess results in our own lives? No. If you need divination to see results, that means you're not getting results. Results, I don't know what part of the live you joined, Noel, but you want to go back to earlier. I talk about how results manifest in the real life, how you can measure them, what you can expect, and this and that. Okay, but divination to see results, no, because divination, there's room for interpretation. We tend to see what we want to see, and we don't see what we don't want to see. So that's why I'm very careful about divination. I have my own method, but even then, divination can be meddled with. So you want an assessment which is totally neutral, and for me is your quality of life. Are things getting better for you over time? If they are, this means that you're a success in Magic. If they're getting worse or they're stagnating, it means you're not doing anything. That's basically it. But it's in hindsight. Okay, it's in hindsight. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the line, that's what I advise people to do. Can be so bad at times. Yes, I agree. And this is why I did the live here, because it was sporadic, it was impromptu. I only had the idea yesterday. And then what's great about this is that you can share it, you can tag people, whenever they connect. I don't know. This Facebook thing, Instagram, YouTube. I don't even know. But you guys can tell me, which platform would you prefer this live to be on? Because I don't know of any other platform that you can tag people, let them know, like, hey, Reda's live. Because we're all on the move, right? I hope you answer my question. What is your question, Nancy? Let me go back. I've been working with Reda 2 years. Spellcasting is a huge. What is your question? Is it back then, or are you gonna ask it, Nancy? I want to make sure. If you said you hope, it's always good to hope. So I'll make sure. The biggest problem I had was I wanted to obtain a specific outcome, and I wanted the way I got the outcome in a specific way too, if that makes sense. Mwah, mwah. That's tunnel vision. That's tunnel vision. A lot of people, we do the work and then they expect the result in a certain way. And then they're so focused on that certain way that the results coming this way, they don't even see them. That's tunnel vision. That's tunnel vision, right? So again, is it because no results are coming? Is it because, yeah, exactly. Can you tag people on Instagram, Michael? I don't know. Can you tag, can anyone, I'm so old fashioned, I mean, it's the hair and everything is so old fashioned. Like this thing, back when I was young, we used to play outside. We used to play outside. We used to play Nintendo 64. I'm from Africa. I didn't even have a Nintendo 64. I can tell you that much. Yeah, PlayStations. Looking back, they technically did give me results, but it wasn't the way that I wanted it to pan out. Yes, and then you turn out and say, oh, there are no results. But no, it's not because there are no results. But even the practitioners, a lot of time, they're not, they're not connected enough. They're not aware enough to tell you, like, hey, let's sit down. They just get defensive. Oh, you don't believe, or the astrological transits, or this and that. No, if you have a client, if you're a practitioner watching, if you have a client, work with them. People want the stuff to work. They want the magic to yield results. So a lot of times it's just a little bit of insight, a little bit of guidance. Should I do the purge again? Okay, well, that's something you wanna contact me about in private. Okay, I've had 1, 2, 3 people so far. Okay, we're past 450, like close to 500 people who've been through the purge. I've had 3 people do it again. One fell into a trap of a scammer. Okay, they told him, "Oh, you have this, you have that. Let's do some divination." Like I said before, and they sent them some satanic entities. Another one, same thing. She went to this guy. He's a Sufi. I'm telling you, Sufi from head to toe, with the green hat, the green clothes, everything, and all he does is healing. Okay, but then she had to do the purge again because he got her possessed. He got her so possessed, she was going to leave her family. She had her suitcase packed. She put a knife to her own throat, threatening that she will kill herself if they don't let her leave to join him in the UK, and she's in the United States. That's how possessed he got her. And when you go to his page, it's all healing, evil eye, protection against black magic, this and that. So what does he do? He is looking for vulnerable people. Then it's called the Hegelian dialectic. Okay, you can research this. The government uses it all the time. He gives you the problem to which he has a solution, but he never solves your problem. He's just controlling you like a puppet, and he bleeds you dry for every dollar that he can. Okay, that's the second person. So it's basically 2 people who were like, they did not believe, they were not really sure that they were healed. They went to other people. And what's the third person? The third person, The third person is someone who is targeted by black magic. Their whole family, there are a lot of envious people. They're targeting them nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. And there's a grace period after you do the purge that nothing will touch you. But he went past that grace period and he went back into, boca lupo, like into the wolf's mouth, basically. And then he was targeted again by black magic and he had to do it again. These are the three people that had to do the purge again. So normally you do the purge. It's for life, is definitive. You don't ever have to do it ever, 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 ever again. Okay, but we can look into it. We can look into it. I have tab out. Okay, so contact me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have this client the other day. She was like, I was walking in the street, and there's this lady and tells me, oh, you have a lot of dark energy after you, blah, 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 blah. Let me look into you. And she's done the purge. I'm like, I said, I don't want you to be the fourth person. I hope you don't fall for this trap because what they do, they're going to send you the shayateen. She's like, I felt off, I don't know, this and that. I was like, yeah, they're going to send you the shayateen. They're going to send you the evil entities who are going to make you feel that you have something going on in order for them to extract information from you. And it will always start information, and then once they have the information, they're going to start extracting money to an unlimited degree until you have no more blood in your veins. Leave a post on Instagram that you're going to be live in 1 hour, 2 hours from now. I get instant notification instantly whenever you post something. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. But the thing is, I didn't even know that it was going to be live when I did it. Oh, yeah. I did it and it was the beginning of a new life. I'm very glad I did it. Alhamdulillah wa shukrillah, alhamdulillah wa shukrillah, alhamdulillah wa shukrillah. So yeah, I mean, that's me, like, it's really something, it's an exception. And then after that, even when they tried, like those two people, they tried other people, they came back to me. Then we have to solve other people's problems. You got to be really careful. Some people, they're like, hey, red is very good. Let me go and try what these other people are doing. But unfortunately, just the fact that you have clean work has its price. Something else attracts their eye. Let me buy this ring. Let me buy this pendant. Let me buy this talisman. Let me buy the next thing they're possessed. Let me buy this taweez, Arabic magic. They think that everyone is like red. I'm sorry, no. And like I told you, scammers, they don't have a color of skin, they don't have a creed, they don't have a religion, they don't have a race, ethnicity, whatever the case may be, they don't have they come in all shapes and sizes. You want to be really, really careful, guys, who you give your information to. Okay, I was just talking to, a jinn the other day, and then basically, like, there's some people, a lot of people, the woman is involved in black magic, and then she goes to this sahir to do sihr, like black, like Arabic, Muslim black magic, whatever you want to call it, but it's not Muslim, but you know what I mean, like black magic, witchcraft. She goes to this guy, then she goes to the other guy, she goes to the other guy. The other guy tells her, okay, give him something to wash with. And then the other guy, he says, give him something to eat. And then the other guy says, give him something to drink, because they're all doing their magic and they have to attach it to the person in a certain way. Right? And then what happens is the guy's belly, there's some people who's like, their internal organs have popped just because of the amount of black magic that they were given to eat. Their skins, has problems. And because why? Because you have all these spirits with different agendas from different practitioners. And a lot of the practitioners, they're doing magic on the people for them to come back. You want to be really, 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 really careful what you do with your information, guys. For the love of God, for your own love, for your own good. This is, I cannot stress this enough. You want to be really careful. You want to be really, really, really careful. Okay? Really careful. This is something, again, I can do another live on how you can be targeted by black magic. Talking about your stuff, talking about your blessings. A lot of people, the people who target you by black magic, they're close to you. They need your information. They need your clothes. They need your underwear. They need your name. They need your mother's name. They know your date of birth. It's not someone who's unknown. Mostly, the enemies are in your own homes, living with you, interacting with you on a daily basis. They're very close to you. You want to be really, really, really careful, guys. For your own sake. Okay? For your own sake. So I don't see any more questions. And I've been going on for a while. I think it's time for me to take a break. To be honest with you, I have 4 packs that have entered into effect. I had to send them to the people concerned by them. Yeah, the work continues. The train keeps on training, and the conjurer keeps on summoning, I guess. But yeah, it was wonderful, wonderful, guys. Connecting with you all again. I mean, there's always like this little feeling, and I would love to do it with more consistency. Um, you know, I mean, maybe Facebook is the answer. Maybe Instagram. Maybe YouTube. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe doing them here and then uploading them to YouTube. Because if you haven't noticed, like I'm really focused on YouTube right now because like this, you get you get the notification, you get the live. 5 minutes later, it's gone into the abyss. So I want something that people can refer back to, and as a reference, right? Not just like as entertainment or as posts or as an interaction. I've rarely seen people who are gonna go like for what is it, like 2 or 3? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, always a pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you to every single one of you who joined from the beginning, joined halfway through, or any point in time and stuck it out with me until the end. I hope that you have found benefit and value in the information I have shared with you. Share it again. You can pay it forward. Share it with whom you love. Share it with whom you care about. Someone that you think would benefit from this information. It would mean the world to me. And what goes around comes around. And on that note, may God bless you all. Keep you protected. Keep you protected. Always and forever. You and your loved ones, healthy, happy, and everything that you desire in this lowly world in the hereafter. Take care of you guys. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay spiritual. Assalamu alaikum.